You know that feeling? You have this brilliant plan, it looks perfect on paper, and then in the real world, it just falls apart. Well, that gap between a great idea and a great result, that's all about enforcement. So today, we're going to dive into the secret art of making plans actually stick by figuring out how to enforce standard operating procedures, SOPs.
Okay, so we're going to build this thing together, piece by piece, across 5 key stages. First up, we'll lay down the blueprint for success. Then, and this is a big one, we'll talk about getting everyone on board, because a plan is totally useless without the people to make it happen. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of making it all work day to day, and how to keep making it better. And to wrap it all up, we'll look at the tech and the big picture rules that hold everything together. All right, let's dive right in with that foundation. Think about it. You wouldn't even dream of building a house without a solid blueprint, right? Well, it's the exact same idea here. You just can't build a reliable, consistent operation without a really well-crafted plan. And for us, that plan, that's the SOP. So what exactly is an SOP? Well, at its core, yeah, it's a set of step-by-step instructions. But listen, this isn't about creating more paperwork or bureaucracy just for the sake of it. No way. This is all about creating crystal clear clarity. The whole point is to get the same high-quality result every single time. It shouldn't matter who's doing the task. Okay, so how do you craft that perfect blueprint? Well, it really boils down to 3 key things. First, you have to simplify and clarify. If it's confusing, it's completely useless, right? Second, you've got to document everything and lock down your version control. This is so important. It creates that single source of truth so you never have people working off an old, outdated draft. And finally, you got to control who has access and communicate every single change. That's how you make sure the right people always have the latest version. All right, so you've done the work. You've got this perfect, beautiful blueprint. Now what? How in the world do you get your team to actually build it right every single time? This is where the human element comes into play. And honestly, this is where so many plans fall apart. It's absolutely critical. It really comes down to 3 things. First, you need great training and certification. You've got to equip people with the actual skills to do the job right. Second, your communication has to be on point. Don't just tell them what to do, explain the why behind it. That's a game changer. And third, you have to create a way to get feedback from your employees. The people on the front lines doing the work, they know what's really going on. They're your best source for making things better. And this right here shows the 2 different worlds you can live in. It's all about accountability. Over on the left, without any real consequence management, you get chaos. SOPs feel optional, and when things go wrong, it's all about pointing fingers. But look at the right side. When there's accountability, following the process becomes the standard. The mindset is totally different, and you build a real culture of ownership, not blame. Okay, so let's say your blueprint is solid. Your team is trained and on board. Great. Now we get to the really interesting part, the day-to-day reality of making it all work. And let's be honest, this is where things don't always go according to plan. Let's just get this out of the way right now. Deviations are going to happen. Perfection is a myth. It doesn't matter how amazing your plan is, someone, somewhere, is going to stray from the process. But here's the key. That's not a failure. It's actually an opportunity. So the real test of your whole system, it isn't about preventing every single mistake. That's impossible. The critical question is, what do you do next? How you respond, that's what defines everything. It's the difference between learning and growing, or just being stuck repeating the same old mistakes over and over again. And the best response, hands down, is a structured 3-step one. Step 1, deviation reporting. You have to report what happened, immediately and accurately. No hiding it. Step 2, root cause analysis. This is where you play detective and dig deep to understand the real why behind the problem. And finally, step 3 is corrective action, or what's often called CAPA. You fix the problem for good and put things in place to make sure it doesn't happen again. Of course, reacting is one thing, but you also want to be proactive, right? You want to catch small issues before they blow up into huge problems. And that's where daily adherence checks come in. And look, this isn't about micromanaging people. It's about keeping a finger on the pulse, actively monitoring if people are following the steps, and using simple things like verification and sign-offs to confirm the work is getting done right. And all of this brings us to a really, really important idea. Enforcement isn't something you just do once and then forget about. Good processes aren't set in stone. They evolve. The best systems are alive. They're like a living thing that breathes, learns, and gets better over time. They don't just stagnate. So what drives that evolution? Well, think of it like an engine. This loop here is the engine of improvement. You're constantly feeding it fuel from different sources. You've got performance metrics giving you the hard data. You've got internal audits acting like a regular health check. You've got that amazing employee feedback giving you ideas from the ground level. And then you have formal SOP review cycles to make the upgrades official. See how each piece just flows into and powers the next? It's a beautiful thing.
And that's the whole point, isn't it? The goal here is to get better, not just to stay the same. It's not about just maintaining the status quo. It's about being proactive, looking for best practices, and even doing risk assessments to try and see problems coming before they even happen.
Okay, so we've covered the blueprint, the people, and the daily grind. But what's holding all of this together? What's the scaffolding? For our last section, let's zoom all the way out and look at the high-level structures, the tech, the systems, and the governance that support everything we've talked about. You can think of this as the entire ecosystem that your SOPs live in. At the very top, you have something like a quality management system, AQMS, which is the overall game plan for quality. Then you've got your industry-specific rules, the good practices, or GXP, that you just have to follow. And then overseeing it all, you have your governance, the leadership and the rules that make sure the whole system actually works together. And let me tell you, the tools you use make a massive difference. It's like old school versus new school. On one side, you've got the legacy systems. We're talking paper, binders, Word docs. It's all manual, a total pain to track anything. But then look at the other side, modern digital SOP platforms. We're talking automated workflows, real-time dashboards, compliance that's just built right in. It is literally a night and day difference. And if you need any more convincing, just look at this. This chart says it all, really. When you look at the boost you get in these critical areas, automation, analytics, compliance, it's not just a little step up. Going digital is a massive, fundamental leap forward. The difference is huge. So, after all that, after building the blueprint, training the people, and using the best tech, how do you prove it all actually works? The final seal of approval is something called process validation. This is where you gather the hard evidence, the documented proof that your process consistently does exactly what you designed it to do. It's the ultimate stamp of quality. So when you put it all together, the blueprint, the people, the daily habits, that improvement loop, and all the technology, you can see how they all depend on each other. It all has to work in harmony. Because at the end of the day, it's like they always say, a system is only as strong as its weakest link. And really, that's the question I want to leave you with today. As you go back to your own work, your own teams, your own processes, I want you to take a really hard, honest look at that entire chain we just built and ask yourself, what's the weakest link in my process?